Hey guys, I'm about to start up here in a minute or so. I'll just give that a second, those couple seconds, pardon me, to tick down, and then we'll kick it off. Alright guys, so real quick here, a little bit of an intro. My name is Richard Stoffer. I'm a fitness instructor, CFB Edmonton. We're about to do a HIIT class, high intensity interval training class. Okay, so I'm going to explain what that means a little bit later on. A couple things you need for this class is some water. I've got mine somewhere. I got a water bottle. Make sure you get one of your own. You're going to need a heavier bag, duffel bag with something in it. Sandbags, great. Ruck is kind of what this is designed for, but again, whatever you can grab that is relatively heavy. I've kind of tucked all my straps into my bag here, just make it easy to grab onto. So that's what I'm going to be using. Mostly going to be, or it's going to be a lot of bodyweight stuff today, but make sure that is an option there. You got something heavy to grab onto. Finally, you're going to be playing your own music. Okay, so I'm not going to be playing music here, just so you guys can hear everything that I'm saying. But that's going to be something I want you to, if you're interested in that, I'm not playing any music for you. That stuff's up to you. All right, so the next thing to do here is read us a little bit of a disclaimer here. In response to COVID-19, PSP is offering virtual fitness to Canadian Armed Forces members. By using social media platforms, virtual fitness classes tailored to Canadian Armed Forces personnel become accessible to all. Participants who are not Canadian Armed Forces members recognize and acknowledge that their age, health status, and physical fitness levels are unknown, and it's entirely up to each individual to assess their ability to participate in the class. Since it is preferable to consult your physician before beginning any exercise program, we invite all participants who are not Canadian Armed Forces members to consult the Get Active questionnaire of the Canadian Society of Exercise Physiology and its reference document. If you experience any pain or difficulty during the exercise presented in this video, it is recommended you stop and consult a healthcare provider. And finally, if you are a Canadian Armed Forces member, you sustained an injury during this video, remember to do all your paperwork. CF98 is what you're required to do to keep yourself protected. All right, so with that done, I'm going to close that door. Got my water here, and we're going to continue with the class. All right, so we're doing a HIIT class today. So the basic rules, instruction for a HIIT class is it's high intensity interval training. So what that means is it's not your traditional circuit training. The main difference is we're going to work a little harder during the work period, and we're going to rest a little bit longer than normal. It's not kind of, when you think of your traditional circuit training class, you think you're working kind of medium, take a little bit of a break, working a little bit more, potentially for a little bit longer as well. This is going to be higher intensity work, followed by kind of lower intensity recovery periods. Basically, I want to make sure you're resting adequately and long enough that you can get good quality movement in. Some of the movements are going to be a little more explosive, this will be an option for that. So we want to make sure that you're doing that stuff correctly. So if the rest seems a little long, that would be why, okay? The next thing I kind of want to talk about is just the format that we're going to tackle this class with. There's going to be 4 exercises performed at a 1-to-3 work to rest ratio. So generally speaking, we're going to be working for 30 seconds and we're going to be resting for 90 seconds. So roughly 2 minutes total per round is kind of how it's going to work out. We're going to change those numbers back and forth a little bit. You can do it based on your ability. Maybe you don't have a 40-pound, 45-pound ruck like I have. Maybe you only have something that weighs 20 pounds. Maybe you want to do a little bit more work. That's totally fine. Whatever you want to kind of up that or bring that down, whatever you like. Once again, we are also going to be doing a little bit of active recovery. Pretty much as my active recovery, I'm just going to be kind of walking on the spot. I'll be walking around, probably grab my water bottle, sweat off my face, whatever. If you guys would like, at the 30-second mark of the rest period, I'm going to throw in a core exercise that you're going to do a sub-maximal amount of reps on. So you don't need to hit that super, super hard. The whole idea is we are going to just stick that exercise in there. We've got 90 seconds to rest. It's quite a long amount of time. We want to make sure that, say we're working something that taxes the legs, what kind of thing. We're doing squats on the first interval, for example. We want to make sure that, or if we want to throw a little bit extra core work in there, that's when we're going to do that at around the 30-second mark. And obviously I'll be leading you guys through that. You'll know exactly what it looks like when it happens. But we are going to do you know, a little bit of active recovery. Well, you know, we're going to challenge the core a little bit, but we're not going to do too much extra work kind of thing. We're going to focus on the main exercise. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of a warm-up here. So I'm going to kick my ruck out of the way here. I'm going to get back somewhere where you can see me okay. And we are going to get into a warm-up. So what we're going to start with is I'm going to get your right leg forward, left leg back, nice half kneeling position just like this right here. You're going to squeeze the glute of that back leg, that's my left in this case, and you're going to push the hips forward, nice stretch for the front of that hip, okay? You're then going to look over, forward leg, just like that, nice little bit of rotation through the hip, nice little stretch through here. From here, those forward hands can go up in the air just like that right here. You're going to bring that back. Nice stretch through here, a little bit of stretch through the lat here as well. Hold that for a breath or so. Both hands are going to hop down. You're actually going to take that back leg, hop it back a little bit. That way you're not up on your toe on this forward leg, okay? Toes are more or less, toes on this foot are more or less even with your hands. All right, from here, my inside hand, it's going to go up just like that right there. Trying to stack my shoulders. Nice little bit of rotation through the back. A little bit of stretch there through the pec. Pushing through that bottom arm, keep yourself up. Hands are going to go around to the outside of the foot, toes come up, shove back into that hamstring stretch. I've showed you this before, you can also do this. A little bit less bang for your buck as far as stretching different areas of the body, but the main goal is a hamstring, so that's what I want you to go after. Okay, once you've done that, you're going to switch sides. Squeeze the glute, push it forward, just like that right there. Over that forward leg, just like that. Nice stretch through here again. Hand goes up in the air, a little bit of stretch through there, a couple breaths. Try to keep your posture relatively vertical. Both hands down, hop the back leg towards the wall behind you, just like this. Relaxing, nice stretch for the front of the back leg, back and front leg. Drop the elbow down if you have to feel a stretch. If not, move on to this position here. Stack those hands, or stack those shoulders, pardon me. Hand comes around to the outside of the foot, shove back in a nice little hamstring stretch. All right, then we're going to move on. We're going to do a little bit more of a squat stretch, and we're going to go into hamstring stretch. So, you're going to reach down, use the elbows, push the knees apart. Nice stretch for those adductors, a little bit of groin in there. Exhale, look up to the ceiling, or pardon me, look down at the floor, hips go up towards the ceiling. Just like this, again. We're going to do this 3 times in each position, so this is the second rep. Up towards the ceiling, just like that. One more time. We're going to roll out of that. All right. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of activation for the upper back. You're going to lay down on the floor. We'll go in this direction here. Actually, I'm going to show you what you're doing first, so where you can actually see. We're going to make 3 shapes out of our our upper body and our arms. We're going to pull up, make a Y, kind of let them relax a little bit without really touching the floor. Then we're going to make a T shape like this. Then we're going to make a W. The whole goal is to squeeze the upper back, kind of between the shoulder blades is a really good spot to kind of focus on, though lots of the musculature of the upper back is going to work. We don't want to be shrugging up too much because the traps absolutely are going to be active. We just want to make sure we give some of the other muscles that we're targeting here a little bit of an opportunity to work. So we're just going to do, let's just go with 3 of those in each position. We'll kind of bang through that. And again, I'll do it on the floor here. Hopefully you can see what I'm up to, but again, that's why I gave you the seated demo there, or the demo from the kneeling position, I should say. So we're going to go Y, T, W, back up to the Y, T, W, Y, T, W, just like that. All right, next thing we're gonna do is a plank with the shoulder tap. So I'm just gonna hold the plank position, and all I'm gonna do is lift my one hand up, touch the shoulder. Whole idea is my body's not shifting a whole bunch. If you guys are watching my video right now, as I switch my hands, my core is relatively stable. My hips aren't twisting or turning or dropping or sliding or anything like that. Things are more or less static. If you were to cover up the hand that I was lifting up, you shouldn't be able to tell that I'm doing too much moving when you look at my hips. Okay, so we'll see how that goes for me. Now that I've set this big standard, feet can be fairly wide. All you're gonna do is switch hands just like that. Now what we're gonna do, we'll go 5 on each side. If it's too easy, you can narrow up a little bit. All right, now we're gonna do the exact same thing, just with the feet. Feet can be a little bit more narrow for this one. Move over so you can see what I'm doing. Just switch, lifting that foot up, maybe a centimeter off the floor, maybe an inch. Doesn't need to be a whole bunch. And I wasn't really counting. Hopefully that worked for you. All right. Okay, so next thing we're gonna do is just gonna fire through that whole thing all over again. Okay, so we're gonna start with that world's greatest stretch. Right leg forward, left leg back, squeeze the glute on the back leg. Looking over that forward leg. Hand goes up to the ceiling, try to get that palm up towards the ceiling. Really reach there, exhale there. Pop the back leg up, or back towards the wall behind you. Hand goes up in the air. Swing around the outside. Push back in that nice little hamstring stretch. Squeeze glute, back leg, push hips forward, over that front leg. Hand goes up. Both hands down, back leg towards the wall behind you. Nice little stretch. Front and back leg, back to front leg. Reaching up towards the ceiling. Hand goes around the outside of the foot. Shove back into that hamstring stretch. Hold that for a nice little exhale. And we're gonna go back into the squat and hamstring stretch, okay? So you're gonna squat down, use the elbows, push the knees apart, chest relatively upright, squeeze between the shoulder blades, pardon me. And drop the head. Feel that hamstring stretch. Back into the squat. Feel free to shift a little bit side to side if you want to. You can also, again, do that shift side to side I mentioned. Hands can be clasped together. As long as you're sitting relatively upright, not collapsing down too much. That more or less gets the intent of the stretch. We're going to roll up out of that. Okay, we're going to continue with our warm up. Just a second, I'm going to open a window. Because I don't know if you can see this, I'm sweating already. Speaking of sweating, we're going to do a nice, gentle, general warm-up. Just go through some basic bodyweight movements. Make sure everything's all queued up. Ready to rock and roll. We get into the actual circuit, or the actual exercises themselves. First thing we'll start with is 3 to 5 push-ups. I'm just going to do 3. You can certainly feel free to do more, up to 5, if you'd like. I'm going to roll over. And we're going to do some sit-ups. If you don't like sit-ups, don't really like the way they feel on your back, don't do sit-ups. You can do crunches. You can do any variation, whatever ab exercise kind of you feel in your abs the best. That's what I want you to do. If you feel sit-ups only in your spine, probably not a great choice for you to do. Okay, next thing we're going to do is we're going to stand up. I'm going to do between 6 and 10 squats. Making sure I get all the way down. Warmed up that bottom of the squat range earlier, so I should be able to get fairly deep. Only problem with this is I keep talking, I always lose count. We'll call that 6. I'm going to do 3 step back lunges, nice and slow, per side. Once again, losing count. We'll call that 3. Okay, I'm going to go back into that little circuit. 3 push-ups. Flipping over into my sit-ups. If you want to do your sit-ups nice and strict, don't swing your arms like me, go right ahead. If you think I'm cheating, go ahead and mention it in the comments. 6 squats. Or you can do 10 if you feel like warming up like a superstar. Step back lunges. We're not going to go nuts banging our knees off the floor for lunges. Try to get within 1 to 4 inches of the floor. Chest stays relatively vertical. A little bit of a forward lean, totally fine, but you'll be collapsing down. Okay. All right, so we're going to call ourselves fairly warm. We're going to quick sip of water, and we're going to get into the exercises. All right. First exercise we are going to do is a stomach squat, okay? So we've done these before in my classes lots. Keep the sandbag up nice and tall. We're going to go for 30 seconds, okay? As you guys are doing the squats, I want to make sure you're breathing, you're not holding your breath. Generally speaking, in on the way down, out on the way up, okay? In between our sets of squats, again, you can pick your own active recovery exercise. The whole deal is it shouldn't be crazy challenging. Just a little bit extra core work. Generally speaking, I err towards kind of more core stability work. For the very first exercise, I'm going to be doing sit-ups, fairly general exercise everyone's familiar with. Just like in my warm-up, if you don't like sit-ups, don't do sit-ups. You know, don't feel in your back, don't do sit-ups. You can do lots of different stuff. You can hold a 10, a 5 to 30 second plank if you want to go that far. 30 is maybe a little long, but you can find a plank variation. Maybe you do that shoulder tap plank that we were doing before for 5 total or 10 total reps, 5 on each side. That would work really well. You don't have to necessarily copy the exercise I do. I'm picking sit-ups just because I felt like doing sit-ups today. But the main goal here is to get a little bit of active recovery. I want you to work. Your breathing is going to be, you're going to be crunching your stomach kind of thing in the case of the sit-ups. Your breathing is going to be a little hampered, but you're not doing anything that's going to make it super difficult to go back and do the next set of squats, okay? So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to get my handy stopwatch going here, and we're going to do 30 seconds of work. I'm actually going to take my stopwatch off so I can actually see what I'm doing. And we're going to start that off fairly quickly here. Quick little demo before we get everybody started. Nice and high up on the chest. And for this particular set, I am going to jump my squats, just like that. So go ahead and follow along. 30 seconds of work. Keep it up, guys. 5 seconds left. That's time. Whew. That was a lot of work. So what we're going to do now, we're going to rest for 30 seconds. I'm going to do my 5 to 10 sit-ups. Again, you do whatever you like. If you don't like sit-ups, then we're going to do our next set. Okay, here comes the sit-ups. Just doing 5 to 10 reps. Five's enough for me. Good on, guys. Big thing for this active recovery is you don't want to work for so long. You don't want to be doing 15 sit-ups, 20 sit-ups, 30 sit-ups, because you want to make sure you have an opportunity to stand up, breathe a little bit, like I'm having trouble with, before your next set, which starts in about 25 seconds. Nice deep breaths. You can kind of gauge how much active recovery you want to do on the next one based on how the one you just did felt. 5 was actually not bad for me. I'll probably end up doing 5 sit-ups on the next one. We're not going to jump for this next set though. We are simply going to, already sweaty, we're going to tempo it out a little bit. So let's do that right now. Instead of jumping, I'm going to lower it down, stand up nice and hard. Squeeze the glutes, hard at the top. You like the jumping ones, you feel like tempoing it out, do a little pause at the bottom. That's not for you. That's okay. Check my time. That's time. Okay, 30 seconds of rest. Then we're doing sit-ups or whatever core exercise you decided on. Keep it up, guys. Good job. For 5 seconds, I'm going to go to my sit-ups again. All right, let's do it. Awesome. So why am I picking sit-ups? Why have I selected the active recovery exercises that I did? I'm not good at sit-ups. I don't like doing them. They don't hurt my back or anything. They're safe for me, relatively speaking, but I just don't like them. Don't do them very often. Thought this would be a good spot to slide them on in. Again, they hurt your back. Stay away from them. Do something else. Lots of different exercises out there. I've already given you some suggestions. Okay. Whew. We're going to throw that next circuit in about another 10 seconds here. I'm going to be quick about my squats this time, but I'm not going to jump at the top. So feel free to follow along. If you like a nice even pace, feel free to do that yourself. Let's do it. Chest stays up nice and tall. Keep that sandbag, rock, whatever, high up on your chest. 5 seconds left. Okay, already on the last round. Hopefully those quads are burning a little bit. I know mine are. Whew. My chest, heart's beating pretty hard. What I want you guys to do on the next round, pick whatever you want. You want to jump? Do that jumping squat. You like to slow it down, pause in the bottom, stand up hard, do that. If you like those speed ones I was just doing where you just try to bang them out as fast as possible with good technique, that works too. Whatever you want to do is fine. Whew. Those speed ones really got to me. But I think, I'm going to tempo it out. I'm going to slow it down a little bit. Bug me about pausing at the bottom if you don't think I do. 5 sit-ups. That's plenty. I'm at 30 seconds left mark. Quick sip of water, we'll get right back into it. Last one, 10 seconds. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to mix it up. 10 seconds explosive, 10 seconds tempo, 10 seconds speed again. You do whatever you want to do. Okay. Fast for the last 10 seconds. That's time. Whew. That was uncomfortable. Quick little breather, and let's get the next one in. Remember during that active recovery, walk back and forth, march on the spot, whatever you want to do while the heart rate lowers. Good job, guys. Alright guys, so I'm just going to show you the next exercise. This one potentially could be a little, I don't really want to say risky, that's not really what I mean. But if you have a low back problem that's presented in the past, this one might be a little bit bothersome for you. So as much as I want you to, do it to death, do it really hard, make sure you're picking this sandbag up with good technique. Just like when you squat, abs on nice and tight, keep your butt on nice and tight, all that good stuff. Just gonna check something here. All right, sorry about that, guys. Okay, so the movement is, wanted to make sure you could all hear me. Just using my brand new mic, hopefully I'm louder than usual. I wanted to make sure it actually worked. Probably would have been a good call earlier. But what we're going to do for this is a sandbag pickup. Abs on nice and tight. Make sure you're squeezing your butt. You're going to get the sandbag right up off the floor. Scoop it up. Kind of grab somewhere in the middle. Maybe the back third, somewhere in there. What you're going to do is stand up. Get this thing on your shoulder. Same thing on the other side. If got a bum shoulder, lifting it up, doesn't feel too hot, or lifting up that hard, it's kind of tight on the back, no big deal, lift it up to just here, set it back down, okay? You'll notice I'm not in a full squat, my hips aren't up here, somewhere in the middle is usually great. It's pretty low on the ground compared to say a barbell normally is, so you do want to make sure that you are being kind of respectful of your back and all that stuff. While you're picking it up, get low as you can go, but shoulders back, back nice and flat, bend your knees as much as you have to pick this thing up properly. So that's our next exercise. And we're going to get to that momentarily. All right. Okay, and the recovery exercise, pardon me, is we're going to do a glute bridge. So we did these last time. We're just doing a double leg. It's going to look just like this. If you're really feeling hard, you can do one side. But for me, I want to make sure my glutes are turned on. I'm just going to hit that right there. All right, guys. Should be nice and recovered up from the last exercise. We're going to go 30 seconds, starting now. Really squeeze your butt hard as you pick this thing up. Ten seconds left. That's time. Good job, guys. Good pace on that. Again, this is too easy for you. Like, hurry, she's not really getting up. Extra 5 seconds, 10 seconds. You'll get there. As soon as my clock rolls over to 30 seconds, we're gonna do that glute bridge. I'm gonna start with, like I said, just 10 seconds of the double leg. It's too easy, I'll up it next time. If it's too hard, I might even go down. All right, let's do that glute bridge. Big thing with this exercise, squeezing your butt hard. 10 seconds. Making sure the hips aren't sagging, rib cage isn't flared. All right, that's your 10 seconds. Whew. Now we got about 40 seconds before we're gonna get into that next round. Quick, tiny sip of water would be a bad idea, but if you don't need it, don't take it. All right, guys, 20 seconds. Again, we're picking up that sandbag. We'll do it to the side here. Not just picking it up that's important, but also setting it down. Keep that back nice and flat. You don't want to round it too much as you're setting down your sandbag. And again, fire those glutes hard, just like a kettlebell swing at the very top. All right, 30 seconds. Let's do it. Last rep. Awesome. 2 more rounds. 90 seconds rest. If you happen to have any kind of band, a little mini band like this laying around, feel free to use it in those glute bridges. Throw mine around my knee. A little bit of extra cueing to push my knees out, not let them drop in. Keep those hips up. Abs on nice and tight, not arching. I can't see my clock. We'll go 3 more seconds. Call it good. All right. Halfway through the sandbag, pick up to shoulder. All right. We're getting there, 30 seconds. So again, this isn't hard enough. That means you gotta work harder. Try to fit more reps in there. More clean reps in there. Take a little bit of concentration in order to do this right. Keep that back nice and flat. Fire those glutes hard at the very top. Push those hips through. That's what kind of floats the sandbag up there. Shouldn't be a huge struggle. Shouldn't be a lot of arms, okay? So 30 seconds. Ready? Let's do it. Halfway. Keep going, guys. 5 seconds. That's time. Good job. Nice deep breaths. Walk back and forth. Whatever you got to do for that active recovery. Good job. Whew. Okay. Let's get into our second exercise. Again, this is almost kind of acting as an activation drill for the other exercise. Just remembering how to squeeze your glutes hard at the top. This is lighting up your low back. Stop doing it. Figure out another way to get your butt to talk to you. Get those glutes working. I changed it up just a little bit there. Did some reps, the hip thrust or glute bridge. Totally fine too. Good job, guys. All right, 20 seconds. We got 1 more set. We move on to something else. What do we got here? 3, 2, 1, go. Ten seconds left. And that's it with sandbag pickup. Well done, guys. Walk back and forth. Keep that blood pumping. My new mic, can you really tell how tired I am? I hope so. All right, guys. Let's do that glute bridge. I'm just gonna pause though for 10 seconds on the last rep here. Squeeze your butt. Not like this, like this. Looks like you got a tummy. Probably not doing it right. Push those hips through. All right. Okay, third exercise. Just like that. If you thought Wow, Rich, my legs are pretty tired. Hope there's some upper body soon. Then I will be disappointing you. A little bit more lower body, then we're going to move on to some upper body for the fourth round, fourth exercise. But for now, we'll be hitting some more legs. Luckily, I can say goodbye to our ruck. I'm already sweating all over the place, so I'm just going to use my sweater, get rid of my slipping hazard. Always a problem on wood floors. I'm definitely wearing shoes as well. Whew. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to do a little cycle of 3 exercises. And we're just going to fire through those as many rounds as possible for the same 30 seconds as we've been doing, okay? So we're going to do a step back lunge on the other side, and a jump, or a squat, pardon me. So step back lunge, right, left, then a squat. If, like me, you're looking to embarrass yourself in front of 7 people, and maybe more people that'll watch it later, I'm going to get you to do the jumping version. So you're going to do jump lunge, squat, jump lunge, squat. And if I can put that coordination together, I'm sure you can. I am not very coordinated. All right, so we're going to give it a couple more seconds of a breather, and we're getting into this next little circuit. Once again, 30 seconds on, 90 seconds off. Our recovery exercise, for me, I'm just going to do sit-up twist. So what that's going to look like, hang out right here, cover up my belly. Oh, pardon me. So I laid it flat like that. Again, sit-ups aren't your thing. Plank with the shoulder tap works great. Leg lift works great. There's a little bit of a regression from that. Find that one a little bit easier. Whatever kind of works for you is just fine, okay? But we're going to start out 30 seconds of work on that step back lunge, body weight squat for 30 seconds, okay? So let's kick this off right away here. We're going to start 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, go. Try not to bang your knee on the floor like I just did. Eight seconds left. Time. Good. 30 seconds. Not too bad so far. I thought the jumping one might destroy me. We got 3 rounds left, so I might be going back to the regression. Say you're good for the first, 20 seconds. You're like, yep, can't keep this up with good form. You can go right back to the normal step back lunge and the regular air squat without the jump. That's what I'd recommend. If you feel like your form is starting to fall apart, or if you're unable to keep those knees from slapping the floor, definitely, take a breather, take it a little easier on that. Almost forgot. Time to do my sit-ups. Oops. I'm just going to do 5 on each side. Awesome. Okay, 30 seconds left. So to be clear, just like the other 2 circuits, ideally, the active recovery gets started a little bit earlier than I just started. I just like to talk in between sets, so you're going to hear a little bit more, and I'm going to miss some of those cues. But for your guys' sake, 30 seconds after you've done the work, start that active recovery movement. Speaking of working hard, it's time to go get going. Good job, guys. Oops. Notice my legs are starting to fatigue a little bit. Tapping the floor, slowing down. So I'm going to go to a slower version, last 5 seconds. Whew. Good job, guys. 30 seconds of rest. Do that little active recovery sit up. And we'll start what looks to be our last round. Whew, just like that. 5 seconds. And then we're going to do some sit-ups. Let's do it. Whew. I'm not good at sit-ups. Hopefully I'm getting a little bit better. 30 seconds, we'll be back in the last circuit. Do my best, do the jumping version the whole time, but again, we gotta switch over to the slowed down version, that's okay. Big thing is to keep moving. I'd rather you keep the speed up, the slower version, than be banging your knee against the floor, knees starting to really wobble or whatever during the jumping version. Whew, 10 seconds. Do it. Last time through this cycle, through this circuit. Halfway. Time to slow down. That's time. Whew. Almost lasted the whole way. But again, as soon as I felt myself start to screw up the technique a little bit, get a little wobbly, regressing to that easier version, helps me clean up my form, keeps me nice and safe. Only got the 2 knees, the 1 back, so you know, I'll leave my ego at the door and take it a little easier. Whew, that was hard. All right, let's get some sit-ups done. Whew. All right. All right, now, if you're like, Rich, I got this whole upper body I was hoping to use today. We're gonna do that next for a limited time only. So, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna give you a range. What you can do is heavily dependent on your fitness level. Upper body strength tends to vary more, males to females from different people. Most people can get through what I just did, exercise-wise, but for push-ups, for some reason, such a big range for guys. So what we're gonna do is you're gonna do a range of 5 to 10 push-ups, then 5 to 10 mountain climbers per side, okay? If you pick the longer ranges, it's gonna be a little more of a local muscular hit. So if I'm doing 10 push-ups, 10 mountain climbers, you're just gonna hit your chest a little more, hit your shoulders a little bit more. Obviously you're holding that front support position the whole time, or plank position. Just like last time with the mountain climbers, what this should look like. First off, your push-ups, just like that. And then mountain climbers, what I don't want to see is, if that's the case, 1 leg at a time is great. Still a great way to do it. Still hold that plank, still working a little bit of mobility, so that's totally fine. Same thing, 3 rounds. Well, sweating and breathing hard, but why don't we just get right to it, right? Oh, sorry, active recovery. You're gonna do a dead bug. What's the best way for me to show you guys this? Here we go. Way over here. Big thing important about this one, big important thing, abs nice and tight, push your low back into the floor. Hands will be above your shoulders, knees above your hips. Okay, you're gonna opposite leg, opposite arm, just like that. Okay, important thing about this one is, while you're performing that movement, you are not flexing or extending through the spine. This stays nice and neutral. Pressure a little back into the floor. If that's a cue that helps you out, go right ahead. But again, you feel that back, start to move, shut her down, reset, and try again. Maybe don't go quite so far on the next movement. All right, so without further ado, now that I've wasted some time, recovered my breath, we are going to start the next circuit up. 3 seconds. Go ahead. I'm just going to do 5 push-ups, but again, you can do more. That's all I got time for. That's my 30 seconds. Whew. Good job, guys. Only got 2 rounds in there. Try to pick up the pace a little bit here. I'm gonna do a couple more. I'm gonna maybe do 8 push-ups. I'm gonna go 8 mountain climbers, 16 legs, however I'm gonna count it. Just 3 more reps on each. Whew. Just because I want to get a little more chest and shoulders in there. Again, during our break, this is what we're up to. Abs on nice and tight. Arm goes back, leg goes forward. Keep that back nice and flat. I'm throwing a band in here to mine. Definitely not required. Call that good. Whew. 30 seconds. We'll get right back into it. Again, this time I do 8 push-ups. Try to finish that round off. Have 2 rounds of exercise off here. Again, it's too easy for you. Add more reps, a little more local muscular fatigue, or extend your time out. Maybe you don't do 30, maybe you do 40 seconds. 60 is definitely probably where I cap it. Absolute max. 40 is probably even better, but let's do it. Already forgot about my 8 reps. Try that again. Okay, that was a little better. A little more work there. I think 8's my number. 8 mountain climbers, 8 push-ups. All right. Back to our dead bug. Abs are nice and tight first. Knees top of the shoulders. Hands over top. Or knees over top of the hips, pardon me. Hands over top of the shoulders. Just go as far as you can go without losing that neutral spine. All right. Again, for this accessory exercise, you don't need to max out, just a little bit extra core work. Whatever you got to work on, that's what I want you to stick with. 15 seconds, we'll start the next round. 10 seconds. And this time I'm going to remember 8 push-ups. You know what? I'm going to go for 10, just for fun. 10 seconds. Went a little longer than that one, but I wanted to finish my 2 rounds. Good job, guys. One more round. You betcha. All right. Let's get that dead bug in there. Just gonna do 4 per side. Whoops, screwed up my sides. Throw in an extra one because I forgot how to move my body through space just for that 1 rep. All right, guys, last round coming up, 20 seconds. Last exercise. Well, let's face this way so I can see my clock. What a good idea. It's 3 seconds. 2, 1, go. That's time. No mountain climbs for me. Saved by the bell. I'm gonna do a quick little set of pardon me, dead bugs. And then we'll be done. Just like that. We'll cool down and we're it. Good job, guys. So, if unlike me, you're not sweating all over the place, you're not breathing hard. Again, my bag weighs about 50 pounds, a little north of 45 at least. This is too easy for you. Anytime I throw a bag in a workout, don't just rely on me to make it hard for you. I don't know what you guys are going through right now. I don't know what kind of weight you have, what your fitness level is. It's on you to put a little bit more weight on, train a little bit harder than last time. Especially if this was too easy for you. As you can see on me, I'm working pretty hard, struggling pretty hard on my push-ups, not screwing up my technique too bad, probably a fairly appropriate load. But again, if you want to go a little harder, if it's too easy, this is probably the right weight for you. Stick with that. If it was too hard, you're like, my back didn't love picking up that sandbag, lighten your load a little bit. Take a little bit out, just because a standard ruck is whatever it is, 35, 45, 50 pounds. Just because that's what your ruck weighs today doesn't mean it's appropriate load for you. Even if you could throw it around 3 years ago before you took your office job, if it's hurting your back now, dial back the weight, build back up to it. Slow incremental building is the way to do it. That's how you get stronger. So just because a standard weight is something doesn't mean you should train like that all the time. Save that standard weight stuff for the day or somebody comes and tells you you got to lift this standard load. The rest of the time, train smart and build yourself up there. Keep yourself healthy. Whew. Oh, I already missed my dead bugs. So we're going to bang those out together right now. I'm just going to do 4 per side. Again, it doesn't matter how close your foot gets to the ground, how far back your hand gets. You're just going as far as you can while keeping that spine nice and neutral. If, while you're doing this, you feel or hear something pop or crack or move in your back's probably moving. So don't go as far back with the hand, don't go as far down with the foot. Just stay in that range where you can control it and just try to push that range a little bit more each time. But if the back's moving, you're very likely missing the point of the exercise, which is not something we want to do. Whew. All right, so I'm going to follow my own advice. Since I'm breathing hard, I'm going to stand up. Okay? Get the sweat out of my eyeballs. First thing we're going to do is work out those shoulders a little bit. Squeeze between the shoulder blades. Keep those shoulders down. Try not to bring your shoulders up. Try not to shrug. I'm opening up the palms. I'm gonna go way up with this hand, way down with that hand. Same thing on the other side, squeezing between the shoulder blades, back to the middle. We're gonna do that again. Thumbs back. Same thing, way up high, way down low. All right. Whew. And do any back pulling exercises today, but those squats, keeping the shoulder blades back, that'll get the upper back pumped up. Same thing with that sandbag pull-up, especially if you're squeezing the shoulder blades back. Even though we didn't do any rowing activities, we definitely moved those shoulders back. So if you're a little tight between there, like I am, we're gonna work that out fairly quickly here. We're gonna start though, nice little general flow stretch. Get that world's greatest going. Is it the world's greatest stretch? I don't know about that, but it's pretty darn good. Lots of bang for your buck. If you do this one, chances are you've hit most of the spots on your body. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. And most certainly better than nothing. So if it's the only thing you do, it's a pretty good thing to pick. Reaching up towards the ceiling, hands down, foot back, knee up. All right, next up, I'm gonna get 90 degrees in the front of my leg, 90 degrees in the back, and we're gonna lean forward over this knee. Try not to collapse too much. You wanna keep that back arched as opposed to letting it round. So you're a little better doing this kind of thing. Make sure that foot stays up. And you're gonna look over the shoulder. Don't push it too hard. Nice little gentle rotation through the spine is great. Now we're gonna go ahead and switch sides. You can transition if you want to, but this works just fine. That belly button kind of pointed down. Rotation will really help. Again, 90 in the front in here, 90 in the back. Go over that shoulder. All right. Next thing we're gonna do, if you're on a hardwood floor, this can be a little uncomfortable, but I'm gonna pretend to be tough just for you guys. So you're gonna spread your knees apart, push back into a nice little stretch for the adductors and the groin there. Come forward to get out of it. Back to get into that stretch, trying to keep that back nice and flat. A little bit of an arch is even better. We're gonna do one more time. I've been doing 3 breaths. Sorry I didn't let you know. All right. Next thing we're gonna do, all fours position. You're gonna drop down. Let the head relax between the shoulders on your floor here. Works great. Take advantage of your nice clean floor, because I will ask you guys to do this in the gym. And it'll be a little less clean than your floor, I'm sure. And we're gonna go ahead and continue on by reaching to one side. Bias that stretch just a little bit more than shifting the weight. Feel free to block the hand if you're sliding all over the place. And switch sides. Block this hand. What do we got for time here? Perfect. All right, guys, so we got about a minute left. What I'm gonna do, I recommend get your chest up nice and high, and we're just gonna gently go from side to side, just like this, over the other side. Now, put my hand on my head, I'm gonna gently push into that stretch, not aiming for a 10 out of 10 stretch here, I'm not cranking on my neck, I'm just gently pushing my head into my hand, and relax just a little bit. Push my head into my hand, breathe out and relax just a little bit. If your neck's moving or cracking or whatever, probably going a little hard. Okay, again, I'm going to push my head into my hand ever so slightly and relax. Push my head into my hand ever so slightly. Nice light pressure. Exhale and relax. All right, okay guys, that's all I've got for you today. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, anything like that, something didn't feel right during the class, anything of that nature, I've got Danielle on the other end of the Facebook page there. Any questions can be directed to her. Once again, as always, thank you for coming out and working hard. Any suggestions for the classes, anything like that that can be mentioned in the comments. Yeah, so thanks again, guys. I appreciate you bearing with, especially me, doing this online class stuff. It is not my area of expertise. I often find myself cutting my own head off, that kind of thing. I do my best not to. But again, until next time, guys, we will see you later.